And here's Kingsley now to give us more on this tourism conference holding in Luanda, the Angolan capital. Kingsley, it's great to see you. And I just want to ask, how it feels like going down history lane. I mean, you did a reporting for Channels Television many years ago, I would say decades at least.
Thank you very much indeed, Amarachi. Once a soldier is always a soldier. And of course, I come alive as a television reporter. And so, yeah, may have happened many years ago. But of course, it's always my great pleasure to report from situation. So I'm here in Angola, actually in Luanda, where ministers, aviation and transport ministers, ICAO leadership, the UN tourism is championing a discussion, a 2-3 day conference that would bring in all the players in that industry, tourism and air transport, to see how they can ease the bottlenecks in transportation as well as tourism. It's been days of real getting down to work to see the synergy between tourism and air transport. Someone did say here that like Siamese twins, because if you want to encourage tourism, you must make sure that there are policies that would help ease transportation, air travel difficulties. And so they've been talking about quite a number of things, one of which really is the issue of visa, easing visa restrictions, which of course many African countries, have seen the need to really make travels and coming to the various countries very important. Angola has just eased restrictions. Of course, Kenya has also done that. Cape Verde obviously has equally done that. And so they are talking to each other. Fact is, there is the need for collaboration. There is the need for partnership between African countries to ensure that the stories of this continent are told. And then, of course, with a lot of tourism destinations, ease of transport will be very helpful in ensuring that this happens. And that is what this conference is about to achieve. Again, government ministers who are the policy and decision makers are here. And we hope that at the end of the day, we'll see much improvement and relationship between tourism and air transportation.
Well, Kingsley, it is important, that they discuss the visa issues because connectivity on the continent has been really difficult. I just recently, stumbled on a video of, a YouTube vlogger who had problems getting around the continent. So this really is an issue. And I wondered exactly, what direction those conversations took in the room, where you were with these other ministers who were talking about how they can improve visa situations. What did the other countries say, those who had to get visas to get around their own countries, I mean, the Nigerian delegation included? What did they say about visa restrictions?
Oh, well, there are quite a number of people who have talked about the difficulties they've experienced coming to Angola. For example, traveling from Nigeria, some flights can take you straight to Luanda from Lagos. But of course, other airlines can take you to Angola via Ethiopia, for example. So for a trip that would have taken you 3 or 4 hours, you have to spend about 10, 14 hours, including, waiting time. So these are common problems, common challenges, which everyone here has believed and seemed concerned about, and believe that there should be open skies, that there should be no restrictions, but government and the private sector have to work together to ensure that there are policies in place that would ensure that, travels are eased, and then the difficulties encountered within Africa. Traveling within Africa is a huge problem. And so trying to find a way to work together to ease these problems so that people can travel freely they can trade freely, they can visit each other freely, and there'll be that real interconnectivity between one part of Africa and the other. So those are some of the issues being discussed here. But again, issues around infrastructure, investment by the public and the private sector, and the easing of the stranglehold of government, on airlines or airport management, so that the private sector can come in and run, such facilities as a way of bringing in money and then to ensure efficiency in air travel.
So you have 2 more days of conversations going on in Luanda, Angola. Just hoping that they're able to resolve some of these issues. But the problem with African conferences, there's a lot of talk that goes on, but the implementation is where the real action, where the real challenge is for many of these countries. I wondered if you got an opportunity to speak to members of the Nigerian delegation and what they hope to gain at the end of this conference.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, at the end of this event, this conference, there would be ministerial declaration. And some of those salient points would be reinforced. And good enough, government representatives are here, and it is hoped that they will take these decisions back to respective countries. But as someone said earlier on, it's easy to make commitments, it's easy to talk about things, but the implementation, that is where the challenge would come in, because you have to domesticate most of the decisions taken here today, and they have to go through some political considerations. Some even said security considerations and all of that. Nigeria has a strong delegation. As a matter of fact, I had a sit down with them, or a stand up with many of the delegates, and we talked about the role of Nigeria and the challenges ahead, and the need for Nigeria, considering its position in Africa, to indeed be the leader in opening up the skies, investing in the aviation industry, investing in tourism, because there are so many of such tourism destinations that are not known. And if other countries can do it, one of the delegates told me Nigeria should be able to invest in its airlines, invest in its airports, invest in tourism destinations, and should be able to be at the driver's seat. But as they say, it's one thing to talk, it's another thing to ensure implementation. But
Right.
Amarachi, it's been a great day, a great 2 days here in Angola, and everyone is happy that this is happening. And meanwhile, Angola is actually clocking 50 years, and so this is a milestone event, and everyone is happy here.
Yeah, and I'm sure there will be a celebration at the end of the conference. Kingsley, thank you again for being present at this conference covering for Channels Television. We can't wait to have you back when this is all done.
I can't wait to get home. Thank you very much indeed, Marachi.